All right, today we're talking about the wonderful, amazing Roth IRA and why it is a deal that is too good to be true and why I believe almost everyone should have one. And I'm going to drop you into a little section from our True Financial Freedom course where I was just kind of going over, talking about some of the reasons why I love the Roth IRA so much. And then after that, I'm going to drop in and give you answers to 9 of the most popular questions about the Roth IRA. And really just give you my sales pitch for it. That's really what this is all about. It's a potentially life-changing thing that the government has made available to us. And so if you live in the U.S., it is something you should strongly consider doing if you aren't doing it already. So with that, let's dive into this section from True Financial Freedom where I'm talking about it.
Now that we got that out of the way, I want to talk now a little bit about how to save you, because we just kind of laid out what it takes for you to become a millionaire. And so then once you're a millionaire, I'm going to show you how to save a couple $100,000 in taxes. Okay. The way to do that is through the Roth IRA. And you might have heard about a Roth IRA, and we're going to talk about this just for a minute because it's such a cool tool. I remember that financial mentor that I had, that millionaire mentor, he told me, he described it like this. He said, this is too good to be true. And it has a loophole that will not last forever. And it really is. It's a fantastic tool. But the first lesson about the Roth IRA that a lot of people get confused by, and that I want to hammer on here, is that a Roth IRA is not an investment. It is a type of account that you put investments in. Okay, so just like you would open a savings account, just like you would open a 401k, like a 401k is not an investment. It's an account that you can put investments in and then have them kind of protected or shielded. And so what's great about the Roth IRA is that it can save you a ton on paying taxes. And I like to think of the Roth as a shield. And like when I'm talking to my 8-year-old son about this, I'm like, all right, and explain it to him. It's like, it's a shield that like kind of protects us from the hungry tax monster who wants to, get all these taxes out of our investments. And so when they're wrapped up in a Roth IRA, what's great about it is they can grow. And when you take them out, you won't have to pay taxes on them. So this is really, really powerful. So if you're in a traditional IRA or a traditional 401k, and you accumulate $1 million by retirement age, when you take that out, you have to pay taxes on that. And so depending on which tax bracket you're in, that $1 million might end up being $700,000, or $650,000. And who knows what tax rates are? If tax rates go up, it could be even less. Meanwhile, in that Roth IRA, if you save or invest and grow $1 million in that Roth IRA, when you end up pulling that out at retirement age, you get $1 million. And so that's one of the reasons I love it so much. It's fantastic. Now, you have to keep the money in there until you're age 59 and a half. But there are other ways to make withdrawals from that. And I won't get into all the weeds of it, but it's a really, really cool tool. And this is why for years, this has been one of our top investing priorities, is getting as much money into our Roth IRA as possible. Because once we get it in there, we know we can grow it and we can protect it from ever being taxed. So, something you want to add?
Well, we have a few questions. Okay.
Yeah, we can do it now.
First one is, I have a 403b that is managed. How do I actually buy index funds? Where and how?
Yeah. So if you have a 403b, the likelihood is that you won't be able to buy index funds in there. The likelihood is that you will be able to access mutual funds. Now, I hope you can get index funds or ETFs in it. More and more of them are doing that, but traditionally speaking, and again, this comes back to the industry. And one of the sad things about the industry is that there's a million middlemen who are all trying to take a cut of your money and take little fees off here and here and here and here. And in mutual funds, take much bigger fees than index funds because there's an active manager who's managing that fund. And the hilarious thing, and you can do some research about this if you want, the hilarious thing is that most mutual funds don't outperform the index funds of their same category, which is mind-blowing to me that they're taking all this money and they're still not even performing an index fund where no one is managing it. It's just all of the actual investments in that specific category. So we'll just leave it at that. We can answer some more specific questions on that. I don't want to get too in the weeds with that. Any other more general questions we can take?
Is it protected because the funds are contributed are after tax?
Exactly. Yep.
Yes.
So that's the downside, is that you're not getting the tax benefit on the front half. And this is where there are certain situations where a Roth or a traditional IRA makes more sense than a Roth IRA. But in general, most situations a Roth IRA, especially for those on the younger half, let's say 50 or younger, 45 or younger, there's just most times it seems that the Roth IRA just makes a little bit more sense.
Okay, someone else is asking, are you reinvesting the return or taking it? Do you know what that's talking about?
I'm assuming you're like reinvesting in dividends or something like that. Yeah, at this point, everything is being reinvested for us because we can't withdraw from our Roth because we're not 59 and a half yet. We're just having everything reinvested.
Is it better to pay off or to fund my IRA to the max each year, or to pay off debt first?
It just depends. That's a question where if you give me more details, send me an email or something. I can maybe help you shine a little bit more color on that. But there's a lot of factors involved. So any more detail you want to apply, send a message. We can get into that.
So Dana is saying she has had one, but she didn't really so she's been putting money in there, but she didn't realize she has to do something with the money.
Yes, that's really common, Dana. A lot of people will do that. So they'll open a Roth IRA, because you can open a Roth IRA all kinds of different places. So a lot of banks will allow you to open them, as well as a lot of online brokerage firms. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, if you open the Roth IRA and just contribute money to it, if there's no investment selected, it's just sitting there. It's the same as honestly, it might even be worse than being in a savings account, because you might not even be earning interest on it. So it's essentially the same as just putting it on your mattress until you invest it in something, if that makes sense. All right, so that's your primer on the Roth IRA, and now I'm going to answer 9 of the most popular questions. I actually kind of answered a couple of these, but just in case you missed it, I'll run over them really quickly, hyper speed through these, just in case you have any of these questions, because a lot of people do. So the first question is, how much can you contribute to a Roth IRA? So it is $6,000 currently that you can contribute per year, and if you're 50 years or older, then you can contribute $7,000, okay? Next question, what are the income limitations to be able to contribute to a Roth IRA? And that's a great question, because there are limitations based on your income. If you make too much money, you cannot contribute to them. So I'm just going to read it from the horse's mouth here. This is from the IRS. If you file taxes as a single person, your modified adjusted gross income, or MAGI, must be under $144,000 in tax year 2022 and $153,000 for year 23. Now, if you file if you're married and you file jointly, then your MAGI, I love that, must be under $214,000 for tax year 2022, or for 2023, it must be under $228,000. So your income has to be below that in order to contribute to a Roth IRA. Now, if you are over that, there are some ways to do that. Require a few more steps. I'm not going to get into it now because it's a little bit more technical, but just Google a backdoor Roth IRA if you want to do that and go down that path. All right, next question. What type of investments can you put inside of a Roth IRA? And that is an important thing to note, because a lot of people confuse this and they think that the Roth IRA is the investment. It's not the investment. Roth IRA is just the account, and you put the investments inside of it. So the Roth IRA by itself does nothing. It's the investments under the Roth IRA that matter, okay? So to answer that question of what types of investments can go in, really just about anything, okay? Now, if you go to a typical bank or a brokerage firm, they're going to tell you that they will allow you to put some mutual funds in it, maybe stocks, maybe bonds, maybe index funds, ETFs, things like that. But really, if you open a self-directed IRA, which there are certain companies will allow you to do that, then you can put almost anything in it. You can put real estate inside of it, you can put precious metals, you can even put collectibles, pretty much anything of value that you think might go up in value, you can find a way to do that. Next question, when can you withdraw money from your Roth IRA? So right now it's 59 and a half. Age 59 and a half is when you can begin withdrawing money without penalties. Okay, so that leads to the next question wait, there's penalties if I withdraw? So yes, if you withdraw early, before you're 59 and a half, then there are potentially 10% penalties that will be applied. Now, the thing to understand here is that the contributions to your Roth IRA can be withdrawn without penalty. It's just the earnings. So for example, you can contribute $6,000 in a year, right? We already talked about that. So let's say you contribute $6,000 and it goes up to $7,000, okay, next year. And then you want to pull out all $7,000. You can pull out $6,000 without paying that penalty, but that last $1,000 of earnings on it, that is going to be penalized when you pull that out. So again, if you hang on to that until age 59 and a half, then you can pull it out without that penalty. Next question, what is the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA? And the short answer is that the Roth IRA is using after-tax money. So you've already been taxed on this money, and that's what you're putting in, and which is why you're not getting taxed when you pull it out later. Okay, and that's what's great. That's what's awesome. Now, traditional IRA is the opposite. You're using pre-tax money, so you're getting a tax deduction on the front end. So this year, you can contribute to a traditional IRA, and your tax bill will go down because you have that deduction for what you contribute for this year. So you can pick it either way. You can either get a deduction now or you can get it later. But the reason the Roth is so powerful is because when it can sit there and grow for 30 years, and then you can take that out without paying any taxes on it, it tends to be a good bit more. And so that's the powerful thing about the Roth IRA and why I love it so much. Another question, are there any fees associated with the Roth IRA? Now, the Roth IRA itself, the government isn't tacking on any fees that I'm aware of. I've never paid any that I'm aware of. However, the company that you might be holding the Roth IRA with, the brokerage firm or the bank or whatever, oftentimes they will charge you a fee. Normally it's, I don't know, $30, maybe up to $50 a year or something like that. But that's just good to know, because if you have a Roth IRA and it's only $100 in it and you're not contributing, like it's just going to disappear really, really quick. And I've seen that happen to people with certain types of accounts. So that's why you want to be paying attention to wherever you do decide to open a Roth IRA. You want to be paying attention to the fees that they have, what that looks like. And ideally just be continuing to contribute to it so that no matter what you're adding to, it can outpace those fees. All right, and last question, how do I open a Roth IRA? And this is a good question. Now, like I said, you can go to any bank, any brokerage firm, and just ask them, walk in and say, hey, can I open a Roth IRA? And they're going to let you do that. But the important thing to understand is, again, the Roth IRA is not an investment. It's just an account. So what matters is the types of investments that you have inside of that. So you can go pick some terrible investments inside your Roth IRA. And even though the Roth IRA is a great idea, you can lose all of your money inside the Roth IRA. And then it's like, what's the point? So the important thing is to be making sure that you're making good, wise, long-term investments inside of your Roth IRA so that when you do want to pull it out, that you actually have something there. And so for all that, I recommend going through our 10X investing course, because we're going to help you make good, solid, wise investment choices inside your Roth IRA, as well as show you exactly how and where to open one up. And there's, again, a million different places you can do this, but we'll walk you through all of our recommended places and go through all that. So if you want to join us in that, we can help you down in the weeds and get all that stuff sorted out. All right, so there you have it. Those are some of the most popular questions about the Roth IRA that I hear. If you have any other questions about it, shoot me a DM on Instagram at SeedTime. I'd love to hear from you, or just shoot me an email, bob@seedtime.com, and I'll do my best to get back to you. And and I think that's all we have for today. That's your nerdy nugget about the Roth IRA for today, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for joining us on the SeedTime Money Podcast. And remember, money isn't the goal, but it's simply a tool to help you fulfill your purpose and your calling. And we'd love to help you achieve true financial freedom faster with our email newsletter. So if you want exclusive money tips and hope-filled encouragement in your inbox, head over to seedtime.com to get signed up.